Hello, Squirrel Tribe. So listen, today, Sunday, July 21st, unless you have been living under a rock today is a day that will go down in history. Literally probably going to be in history books. It will be talked about in the future for one specific reason. This is only the second time in history that a U.S. president has dropped out of the presidential race right before election time. Lyndon Johnson being the only other one to do it. And he did it like, I think 8 or 9 months ahead of time. Biden is doing it literally August, September, October, November, 4 months ahead of time. He has dropped out of the presidential race for the next presidential term. He has taken his name out of the hat and instead he has endorsed Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris came out today and she said that she is going to earn that Democrat vote, that Democrat spot on the ticket. And she's really excited to work towards being the next president of the United States. See, to me, this is what nightmares are made of. This is the book they write. Instead of, there's the boogeyman in the closet, the boogeyman under the bed. It's Kamala Harris is your president. That is the nightmare story that you tell children now. Because to me, no, please, goodness, no. That's all I have to say on that. So I saw this on X. I want to show you guys. This is from Raw. I still don't know how to say the name. Y'all, if you're watching Raw's Alerts, Raw S Alerts, Raw's Alerts, like, why is there an S in between Raw Alerts? I need to know. Somebody explain that to me. But anyway, breaking. Vice President, future president, has a weird taste in my mouth. But Vice President Kamala Harris has secured her first delegates in Tennessee. This is the first state to award all of its delegates to her. This gives her 77 delegates. Several other state party chairs are currently in discussions and are expected to make similar commitments soon. That is huge. Literally just happened today on a Sunday. I thought the government was closed Saturday and Sunday. At least, the post office and all these other places that are government run, they're closed Saturday and Sunday. But the vice president and the president and the delegates, they're open for business on Sunday, it seems. And so are the donors. Because the second that Biden was like, deuces, I'm out, donors are like, take my money, Kamala. Take my money, Democrats. Now that Biden's out of the way here, we're opening up the coffers, giving you all the money. So now the Democrats are sitting back. They're like, yep, okay, the plan is working. The plan is working. We've booted Biden. He's out. I don't even know, honestly, if Biden knows that he has been released of his duty for the debate or for the next presidential election. Like, I don't know if he's aware, because the piece of paper, and this is where it gets interesting, for me at least, the piece of paper that has his resignation, his, instead of a 2-week notice, a 4-month notice, even though we're still on the fence about that, because now people are saying he needs to just leave the presidency completely. Why wait until January 20th? Go ahead and jump ship and hand it all over to Kamala, which is, again, terrifying. But the piece of paper that was written, typed up, not even written, but typed up and signed today, July 21st, 2024, by Joe Biden, doesn't have the White House logo. It doesn't have the presidential seal. And my very first thought was, does that mean he has already stepped down from the presidency completely and they're just not telling us? Because you can't write on White House papers, right word, I don't know, and have a presidential seal if you're no longer the acting president. Correct? Correct. But then I'm talking to my husband, Kevin247, or Kevin_24x7. I just call him Kevin247. We were talking about it and he was like, well, technically Biden is an employee, right? Isn't he like an employee of the White House? So wouldn't his resignation just be on regular paper that he's giving to the White House? So we're kind of back and forth on, is it an actual resignation from the Democrat ballot if it's not on official White House paper with a presidential seal? So at first, we went live with it this morning here. For those of you who saw, we went live with it this morning. The second it happened, I was like, we have to tell everybody because this is huge. We've talked about it so many times that, he should go. He's going to go. They want him off the ballot. Who will they put? Blah, blah, blah. And you kind of expect it to happen, but then when it does, you're still blindsided, especially on a Sunday. Who would have thought on a Sunday that Biden would turn the nation upside down, which is technically what he did. Today is family day. Today is a day to go to church and go eat with your family and watch whatever sports are on. NASCAR was on today, and chill and relax and just woo-saw a little bit before people go back to work on Monday. And Biden said, screw that. I'm going to throw a wrench in your Sunday. Everybody up in arms. And that's where we are. You have half the country celebrating like it's the 4th of July again, and the other half of the country basically mourning like it's a funeral because they think, it's all over. But the Democrats seem really excited about the fact that Biden has taken his name out of the hat and that Kamala is in theory. Now, she does still have to be nominated. Just like Donald Trump at the RNC, he had to wait for the official Republican nomination for him to be the next Republican presidential candidate on the ballot. Kamala Harris has to do the same thing. Yes, she has been endorsed by Biden. She was even endorsed by Hillary Clinton. She's even been endorsed by Obama. Obama came out with something. I don't have that here. I meant to pull it up to read to you guys. But even Obama came out with a statement about, Biden's done great things for this country and we're pals and we're besties and blah, 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 blah. Now, he said something also. Where was I going with this? Hello, squirrel. Come on. Bring your brain back. So much going on that it's hard to keep everything compartmentalized here. Oh, come on. Y'all, I hate it when this happens, and it happens way too often. It's because there's so much happening. It's so very hard to remember everything. So you have the Democrats so Kamala, she still has to be put onto the ballot by the Democrats. So the DNC is in August, mid-end August, and she has to be officially called out as the Democrat nomination for the Democrat presidential ballot, right? So far that has not happened. It could technically be anybody. Just because Biden has endorsed her and Hillary Clinton has endorsed her and she's all like, I'm going to be the best president ever, it doesn't mean that she will be the actual nomination. We have to remember that, because there could be people in the closets over here, the Democrats hanging out in little corners of rooms and little caves, wherever it is they get together and have their little meetings, and they could be in there, being all scandalous and trying to finagle somebody else onto the ticket. You never know. I have already said that if Kamala Harris is the one they decide to put on as the presidential nominee, I personally believe she will pick Gavin Newsom to be her VP. And something could possibly happen to Kamala. She may step down. Who knows what happens? This is all, again, given the very, very, very slim chance that a Democrat wins. But if they were, what if she stepped down and now Gavin Newsom is the president? I need Democrats to really think this through. Whatever they decide to do, really think about this, because California has become a just steaming pile of shit under Gavin Newsom as governor. Imagine what the country would be with him as our president. But Kamala and Gavin have worked together. Nancy Pelosi is the one who started the whole thing on trying to get Biden out of office. And now she can just slide her nephew right on in to the biggest seat of the country, right? So that's something to think about. But already you have all of Tennessee being like, here's my delegates. You can have them all, sprinkle them on you. Take all the delegates of Tennessee. We love you, Kamala. Why? They didn't even wait to see, there's no qualms with just handing her all the delegates? Why? What has she done in her vice presidential capacity to give anybody any indication, any Democrat at all, any indication that she would make a good president, that she's fit and viable? A lot of people had made comments. I don't think Kamala can be president. And I'm like, well, why can't that be? And they're like, because she's not a citizen. Well, she was born in Oakland, California. Her birth certificate says Oakland, California. She was raised in Oakland, California. She is a natural American citizen. She has legally every right to be president. Doesn't mean she should be, but she does legally have every right to be president. And when people were saying she couldn't be president, my very first thought was, well, then she couldn't have been vice president. Because as a vice president, if something were to happen to the president, you are expected to take over. You are second in command. And they could not have you as a vice president if you legally could not take over as president. So I have not found why she couldn't be president. If I'm missing something, somebody please let me know. I am not a politician. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have all the knowledge under the sun when it comes to stuff like this. I have a shit ton of opinions, obviously, but I don't have all of the knowledge. So sometimes that can be a hindrance. You know what I'm saying? So if you have knowledge of something that I'm not coming across when I'm trying to research this, let me know. But I have not come across anything that says Kamala Harris could not legally be the president of the United States. And that in and of itself is blah. That's blah. I don't know how else to phrase that, but blah. So this other thing I came across that I want to show you guys is this one here. So this is from MJ Truth Ultra. I want to read this to you off of X, all right? Because everyone should read this. They've successfully replaced Joe Biden on the ballot, right? That's what technically replaced him with, but they haven't had the actual nominee yet, so it's still kind of iffy. But how is the next nominee going to get on the ballot in 2 states? The Heritage Oversight Project highlighted they cannot take Biden off the Democratic ticket in 2 states for any reason other than death or the 25th Amendment, neither which have occurred, just so we're all fully aware. Joe Biden did not die, nor has he been removed via the 25th Amendment. There are 2 problematic states now. That would be Nevada and Wisconsin. Nevada, ironically, is where he was when he got COVID and had to leave. He was supposed to speak in Las Vegas. He spoke at the 115th NAACP convention that morning on Tuesday. Don't know what the date was, but Tuesday. If today's let's math backwards. Today is Sunday the 21st, Saturday 20, Friday 19, Thursday 18, Wednesday 17, Tuesday 16. So July 16th, he spoke at the NAACP 115th, whatever, in Vegas, all COVIDed up, coughing on people, shaking hands, whatevering. Then took a test randomly. It was told he had COVID, and then backed out of talking to the Hispanic people that had shown up for him for, I don't think it was Univision, it was something else. So he left. But Nevada was a huge one for him. He was trying to get like as many votes as humanly possible. Well, it turns out Nevada, he's going to be on their ballot no matter what. Doesn't mean he'll get votes, but he's on the ballot no matter what. Them and Wisconsin. Wisconsin does not allow withdrawal from the ballot for any reason besides death. Biden hasn't died. That we know of. I'm going to be the first one. I'm probably not the first one, but I'm going to put it out there like this. That we know of. I literally thought that they were going to try to say that COVID took him out, and that's why Kamala Harris had to step in. I didn't think it was going to be Biden was, jumping ship on the next presidential election. I thought it was going to be, oh no, COVID took another one, and now our second in command, Kamala Harris, is acting president, and she will automatically be on the ballot for, the next presidential election. That's what I thought was going to happen. Still not 100% convinced that he has not died. There is nothing to prove that he has, but the fact that there hasn't been anything showing him today makes me a little curious about all of it. According to this is the stupidest thing. Listen. In Nevada, no changes can be made to the ballot after 5 p.m. on the 4th Friday in June of an election year, or a nominee dies or is agitated, insane, or mentally incompetent. Well, it's past June, and Biden has not died, nor 25th, meaning not the 25th Amendment. Now, Georgia, there's other states here. Georgia, if Biden were to withdraw less than 60 days before the election, his name will remain on the ballot, but no votes will be counted. Doesn't apply here because it's 4 months out. Texas also has stipulations. Texas, the 2 parties' nominees have until the 74th day before the election to withdraw from the ballot. As of today, we still have 106 days till the election. The next candidate can be added. So there's plenty of time. Some states, like South Carolina, do not allow candidates to withdraw for political reasons. This is still up in the air. No indication if they will allow the change. We don't know if South Carolina will allow it because technically, I don't know if mental decline is going to be considered a political reason. In my opinion, it should not be, and they should be allowed to change the ballot. That's just me. I don't live in South Carolina. I don't run South Carolina. So South Carolina, y'all do what you do. But it seems to me they should allow the change. Some states don't have any laws on the books for dealing with a presidential nominee withdrawing, and there's little precedent for such a situation occurring. Because this is only the second time in history it has happened. Second time. But this is the first one that's close to a presidential election that has happened. Lyndon Johnson, again, was 8 or 9 months out. The next 2 weeks will be extremely interesting before the DNC and everything else. So unless they decide to use the 25th Amendment to remove him or kill him, the next presidential nominee won't be a choice in the next election in those states. Now, I don't know what this is. If you guys are on X, maybe go pull up MJ Truth Ultra, because it has something here that says the Rockefeller precedent is looking more and more enticing. And there's all this stuff here. And my mom eyes can't read this. This stuff is little. I don't know what's happening there. So maybe I can find a way to link this at the end of this and you guys can go check that out. But I would say definitely go look at it and see what all it says. But I find it very interesting that we are where we are today. It's just mind-blowing. Now, in my live stream this morning, when I immediately jumped on it to talk about this, because at the time it was breaking news, I mentioned how, Elon Musk, he is now donating $45 million a month to the Trump campaign until November. I messed up in my live stream and I said Biden, because when there's this much happening up here, sometimes it gets jumbled up and comes out wrong. So for those of you who watched the live stream this morning and are going, ma'am, I can't take you seriously, you said Biden. I know, that's my fault. I messed up. I apologize. Forgive me. So again, this is going to be a very interesting time. So what is this? Breaking, another raw alerts. West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, an independent, is considering challenging Vice President Kamala Harris for the Democratic presidential nomination. Sir, that seems real ballsy to me. Somebody said that means nothing. The DNC deep state decides who the nominee is. No one can just decide to run in the party. Ask Robert Kennedy Jr. Remember, selected, not elected, which is pretty much what I agree with. That is crazy. I'm surprised Gavin Newsom hasn't come out, but wait till Monday. Maybe he's going to come out and say, I would like to volunteer to be Kamala's VP. Man, tomorrow's going to be interesting. This is the stupidest thing in the history of stupid. I'm fully aware, but it's like when you're little and you don't want to go to sleep because you want to catch Santa in the act putting presents under the tree, and you're so excited for Christmas morning, you're so excited you can't sleep, but you're like, I have to go to bed or else morning will never show up because a watch pot never boils, that kind of thing. That's how I feel right now. I just want to stay up and stay on X and, that sounds stupid. The website, stay on the internet. How about that? And paying attention, because anything could happen in the next 24 hours. But I do believe that Monday is going to be the shitstorm of all shitstorms. It's going to be extremely interesting what happens tomorrow. And I feel like that kid where I'm like, okay, just don't go to sleep, stay awake, don't miss anything. But then also I need to go to sleep so I can wake up and it'll be Monday and we can hit the ground running, because I'm weirdly excited about everything that's happening right now. I don't know what that says about me, but I'm weirdly excited about all this because unprecedented territory. Excited. All right, Squirrel Tribe. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know why Tennessee just said, here, take all the delegates, Kamala. Why? And who's next? What other states are just going to start throwing the backing at Kamala? And why would you back Kamala Harris? I still don't understand. People, okay, I will say this does bother me. Just let's get this out of the way. People are like, Kamala Harris isn't black. Her father's Jamaican, her mother's Indian. Well, if you're from Jamaica, you're considered black. Your skin tone is black. She's a black female. You don't have to be from Africa to be black. And I think people forget that. So I'm just going to put that out there. She is technically a black female. She's mixed Jamaican and Indian, but she is considered a black female. So that's that. But either way, she's not fit to be a president. She's not even fit to be a VP. I don't even know what's going to happen in the next 48 hours. And if Biden does fully step down, if he does tomorrow come out and say, this is what I'm so incredibly about. He's taken his name off the ballot. But what happens if tomorrow he comes out and he goes, you know what? If I can't be on the ballot, I shouldn't finish out my term. I'm going to hand it over to Kamala. Can you even imagine what the next 6 months will be like under somebody who has no clue how to run a country? Technically we've been there for 3.5 years, but you know what I mean. Not a good look. Ooh, Squirrel Tribe. Ooh. I want all your thoughts on everything. Please flood the comment section with whatever y'all have to say about this, because this is a conversation that we're going to be having for a very long time, and there's no right or wrong. I'm just so incredibly curious what your thoughts are on all of this, because unprecedented. That is all. I love y'all. Have a fabulous rest of your Sunday, July 21st, the day that will go down in history. Okay, love you. Bye.